Hey everybody, what's up? This is going to be a quick tutorial on some of my favorite features of ClickUp. If you are new to ClickUp or if you do not have a project management system, I highly recommend that you get one. It is one of the most amazing tools. I use it to make sure that I am not going over my weekly hours. So you guys know I am a multi-six-figure entrepreneur. I do not work more than 25 hours a week. I do that for a lot of different reasons, but mainly my mental health. Because, who wants to work until they die and be tired and stressed all the time? Not me, not this girl. So, this is ClickUp. Now, this is just a random board in my ClickUp, but I'm going to show you a couple of things. So, one of my favorite things about ClickUp is that you can actually track your time and you can create custom labels. So for me, I actually create labels around the goals and the operations of my business. So as you can see, this is just a set of already completed tasks in one of my general spaces. You have a bunch of spaces over here on the left, but this is just my general space, right? So as you can see, I will have the name of the task. I assign it to someone. A lot of these are assigned to me. I add a due date. I track the time, and then I put in what type of task it is. So here's going to be my recommendation for how you set up tasks. If you were to go start a ClickUp account today from scratch, I would say do this. Come in here, click plus task down here in the right hand corner. Now before you do this, you will need to create a space. Spaces kind of operate as notebooks per se, or folders, and then inside of that folder you have a list of different things that are going on. So I make my spaces based off of different areas of my business, and then inside of those different areas there are different tasks that need to be done. So once you create the space, this is just my general space where if it doesn't really fit into a theme or anything specific, it just gets thrown into here. You'll click create a task at the bottom right hand of the screen. You will name that task. So I'm going to name this record a basic ClickUp tutorial. All right, so now we got that. It is inside of my weekly task area, inside of the general task space. It's in my weekly task list. Then you can decide who you want to assign it to. There's two of my team members there. I'm going to assign this to myself. Then you'll put in a description for whatever is going on with that task. So this is normally where I put the nitty-gritty details of what needs to be done or any thoughts I may have, because I do recommend taking all of your ideas, things that you have in journals, and taking a day to just put everything inside of ClickUp, even if it's not something that you're going to be doing now or in the next 3 months or 6 months or 12 months. Put it in ClickUp, put a date on it. And that just commits it to stone. It commits it to action. So you'll write a description in here. I like to keep these descriptions as detailed as possible, especially if you're working with a team and it's not just you. You want to be as detailed as possible so that when someone else comes in and they see this task and it's assigned to them and they read the description, they have enough information to actually get the job done. So you'll put the description. I'm just going to put test description right here. So we have something there. If you need to add a subtask, so a task within a task, you can. And you can also add attachments here. A good example of a subtask may be if I have a space that is for website updates, and then I create a task in there that is recreating my About Me page, then I may have some subtasks in there. Like for my About Me page, I know I'm going to need a bio. I know I'm going to need to collect my brand assets, like updated photos. I know that I'm going to need to, make a decision on what my call to action is going to be on my About Me page. And so those may all be subtasks inside of the task of recreating your About Me page or updating your About Me page. So that's just an example of how you may use subtasks. And then anything that needs to be shared, like I said, lightly, the brand kit. So you may need to share your brand colors. A lot of times if you go to a graphic designer or a professional, brand designer, brand identity designer, they will actually send you a PDF that has all of your colors, the fonts, the hex codes, the submark, the logo, all that. They'll normally send all that to you, and you can attach that here, as an example, if this was for updating my About Me page. So I'm going to click Create the Task. It gave me that little smiley face. Hey, folder. So now that the task is created, let's search right here And I'm going to put in, oh no, it wasn't test. I'm going to put in ClickUp. Boom. There's my task. Record a basic ClickUp tutorial. If you have a lot going on and you can't find something, don't be afraid to use the search bar. So as we saw earlier, this was assigned to myself. My screen just updated. I'm going to give it a due date. Make sure that every single time you put something in ClickUp, you give yourself a due date. It is so, so important. It's a part of having self-accountability and staying on track to give yourself a due date. So make sure you do that. So I'm just going to put the due date as Monday. You also have the option to set the priority. Is this low priority, normal priority, high priority, urgent priority? Okay. Now, if your priorities are a little bit more complicated than just the color flags that you see here, you can actually add an extra column. I have added status and I have added type of task as custom columns. So I'm going to click this add a column button because I want to show you what it looks like. So if you click add a column, you have the option to create a new field with any of these preset parameters. So I used, when I do custom columns, I use it as a drop down. And that's just a drop down menu of different options where I may be able to label this task. So if I were creating a new one, I would be able to click drop down. I could put the field name. So the field name would be status, type of task, day of the week, importance, client name, like any of those things can be your field name column. Then as the drop down, you have different options. You can also add a color to each of those options. You can select a custom color if you want to keep all of this branded to your business. Okay. Now I'm going to hit cancel because I already have one and I want to show you what it looks like. So I have type of task. So you see how when I click on type of task, it gives me those options that I set up as a drop down. I have all of my operations in my business set up into 5 different operations categories. I'm not going to go super into detail in this video on those, but I have them set up into 5 different operations categories. There's a category for maintenance, things that I do just to keep my business up, keep my business running, service my current clients. Then I have a money-making tasks. So those are things that are going to directly make me money in the next 24 to 48 hours. Things that I do that are going to directly make me money in the next 24 to 48 hours. Then I have brand visibility. Those are things that are not necessarily going to make me money. They're not necessarily things that I have to do to service my current clients or to keep my business running. But these are things that I do in order to expand my brand visibility. So this may be something like collaborations, setting up ads, things like that. Okay. Then I have working on the business as a category. So those are things that I do to intentionally grow my business. This is where I take time to work on my coaching curriculum. This is where I take time to read new books, going to conferences, whether it's in person or virtual. Those are things that I'm taking to work on my business, right? Not in my business, on my business. And then the last category I have is service fulfillment. So that's the time that I am taking to fulfill services that have already been paid for. And I am just not meeting with clients, but just me doing the work. My team doing the work. That goes under service fulfillment. So I have those 5 different categories inside of my type of task. What this helps me do is it helps me look at how I am utilizing my time. If I know that I'm not close to my money goal for the month, I need to put in more money making tasks. I need to have more money making tasks versus the other areas. And there's actually a place inside of ClickUp where you can create a dashboard and I can actually see, am I running my business operations in a balanced way? And I can also see, right, because I can build up my custom dashboard, but I could also see, for example, how is the balance of operations affecting not just me, but how is it affecting each of my team members? For me as the business owner, most of my time should be spent on working on the business and money-making tasks. All of the team members are going to have some money-making task abilities because that's a part of getting the ROI when you are hiring on team members. But most of everyone else's responsibilities are going to be things like maintenance, brand visibility, service fulfillment. I'm working on the business and doing money-making tasks, most of them. Just because it's my business, right? So it's important to have that category there. Then I also have statuses. So is the project not started yet? Is it in progress? Is it in progress and it's going to be done today? Is it done? Has it been postponed? Because sometimes things do get postponed. So this allows me to come in and anybody else on the team and kind of see where we are on a task and how things are moving along. I also have in the works that's happening right now. We're setting up automations so that when we come in here and we're working on client projects and things are getting moved from, hey, maybe it gets moved from in progress to will be done today, the client gets an automated email that says, hey, we started working on this piece of your project. Hey, this piece of your project is going to be done today. Their offboarding call may be far ahead in the future, but having that extra level of communication, I have found to be something that clients really appreciate. And so I was able to use ClickUp to create automations that gave my clients a lot of communication, my done for you service clients in the agency, a lot of communication as we work through their projects, just so it gives them that peace of mind that like, oh, things are getting done in my business. Because that's a part of running a done for you service agency, is helping your clients alleviate that stress of having to do it all on their own. So that extra communication really helps. You also have the time tracked area here. So whenever you start working on this task, you literally just hit the start button. That timer in the bottom right-hand corner runs ongoing. And then when you're done, you click stop. And that time has been tracked, okay? So it'll keep out a track of your hours. And this is how I know, hey, when I say I work 25 hours or less, I'm really working 25 hours or less. And I can tell you exactly where those hours are spent, how much money was made during those hours, and all that good stuff. And that really helps you when you're trying to grow, whether you have a team or you don't have a team. I think if you don't have a team, this is even more important. But either way, you want to make sure that the time being spent in relation to the amount of money being made makes sense. And that's really the only way that you can really become profitable. That's the only way you can stop trading time for money, is if you actually know what the trade is. So then you can start changing that balance in the type of task category. You can start changing that balance and start building your business more around you growing it and building a support team. And or if this is something you want to run by yourself, but you do want to increase your income or you want to keep a steady income, you're able to take control of that instead of just letting life happen to you. Get a project management system, because life will not be happening to you. You will be driving, you will be in the driver's seat of your life and your business. So that's all I have to share for you guys today for my favorite features inside of ClickUp. I will be bringing more tutorials soon. If you guys want them, just leave a comment below. See y'all later.